It is so fast moving, this industry. Not only are we dealing with creating a beautiful guest space and the interactions with the guests, or the messaging, the key box locations, codes, etc., but we're also dealing with the owners head on too. So there's a lot of information in this industry that we have to go filter through every single day, and Hospitable has definitely helped me with that, because it's actually been able to help me compartmentalise a lot of that information. Having a property management software is absolutely essential. Hi, my name is Camille Barton. I'm the Director of Pod Property Management on the Gold Coast. We look after short-term rentals from Casuarina through to Surfers Paradise, and we specialise in the short-term rental space. And I've been a host on the Gold Coast for 10 years now, and loving every minute. Prior to being in short-term rentals, I was in the health and wellness, and for me, I needed to move out of that. I wanted to move into something that was very detail-oriented, still providing a very strong guest experience. So for me, I kind of fell into the holiday rental market. It was a pretty niche market when I started. It's very competitive now, and it's a fast-growing industry on the Gold Coast. But for me, short-term rentals was about creating a guest experience, and there was a really high level of creativity, which I liked about it too. Every single detail, from beautiful, fresh hotel-style linen to soft furnishings to all of the consumables that we provide to create that home away from home experience for guests. Hospitable has been instrumental in me being able to grow as a business. So going back even 4 years ago, I was actually still writing every single individual message to my guests, often until 11 o'clock at night. So for me, it's helped me navigate out of that. I've been able to automate a lot of things, basically everything at the moment. We still do have that very human touch component with our guests, but the automation with Hospitable PMS has been instrumental. Yeah, so it's helped me kind of go out of that challenge of just being, stuck to writing guest messages. I wanted a business that had that point of difference from the start, from when we're presenting a property to all the way in between, of actually having that personal touch. If it's raining, we contact the guests and say, hey guys, don't forget an umbrella. Those little points of difference are amazing. With Hospitable, I think that became much easier for me to do with my guests, because I have the automated side of things, and because it allowed for that growth for me. So Hospitable has been instrumental, and I think the fact that the system was easy to use, it didn't take me a long time to actually train myself and then train my staff as well, which is a big feature for me in taking on Hospitable. When I was choosing a software for Pod, I had a look at a number of the big PMS systems out there in the marketplace at the moment. A lot of them offered too much for me, so as a small business owner, it looked like the onboarding process was going to be very arduous. I did feel with some of them that the support wasn't quite up to speed. So when I came across Hospitable through a conference that I went to through Strive, I found that the actual interface of it was very simple. The support was very quick, so I was getting support within an hour from Hospitable, and it wasn't too challenging for me to take on. So the onboarding process was within a week for me, which was amazing, because in this industry, everything's on the fly. You don't really have much time just to set aside to take on a new system. So for me, it was easy. I could just build it into my life, spend a couple of hours on a day, and rely on their support system too. Through taking on Hospitable as my PMS system, I am absolutely obsessed with the AI integration. I think everybody would agree with me at the moment that it just makes our job so much faster. We still obviously have to use a lot of our own language and the softness that we would normally have with guests, but for us it's an absolute time saver. So for me, it's allowing scale at the moment, which is incredible, because every small business wants to scale at a point, and Pod's definitely at that point. So with the partnership with Hospitable, it's been really great. Recently, I had an experience, not with actually a guest, but with an owner there was a slight challenge with getting them to integrate their Airbnb account. So rather than Hospitable asking me to be the one that was troubleshooting it, they actually went directly to the owner through their email, and they were able to line everything out, and within I think a day the integration was complete, and then we were back to normal. So I really loved that they just kind of took ownership of that situation, because we're in our peak period right now, going into Christmas, and I'm a little bit time poor. So I was very grateful that they stood in like that, and the owner was too. I have definitely recommended Hospitable to other hosts, especially people coming into the industry for the first time, because some of the other property management systems can be quite overwhelming. For us, we don't actually run a trust at Pod Property Management, so it's not necessary for us to have this really extensive software. So for small operators that are coming on board with maybe 10 short-term rentals, up to 40, up to 50, it's a really, really great starting point to understand what a property management software system can do for your business. And as we touched on before, to have that support's within an hour. So you never feel left in the dark. And it's very progressive, and they're always open to feedback as well.